hydrating. Good afternoon. Hello. Just giving it a few moments for people to join in, to log in. Yes, I've got somebody cutting their grass outside today, so you might hear that, as well as my little blackbird. Oh dear. And anyway, got a few more of you dialing in. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are very well, and well, not just you, but I hope your family is also very well, your friends and family, and I hope you are staying strong and also positive during this time. It's very hard, isn't it, I think, because we are experiencing some weird feelings and emotions that we perhaps don't normally encounter. And I was listening to a podcast today, and it's one of my favourite podcasts actually. It's a channel called The Brendan Show, and if you want to know where to find it, just let me know and I'll send you a little link. But anyway, I was listening to one of his podcasts today, and he was saying about feelings, all these different emotions that we have. He said they are literally just feelings. They're often a signal that we need to think about something or address something, and we should perhaps look at our feelings, because often the feelings are based on worry or fear, or they might even be generated through our mind, worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet. So sometimes our feelings aren't always true reflections of what's going on. Although, of course, at the moment we are in a very unusual time, and we will be experiencing all sorts of feelings and emotions. But all I would say is, I think when we have those pensive days, I think that's the time when actually we need to focus even more on our health and our well-being. So, a little bit more meditation, a little bit more inward work, some more yoga maybe, or even reading some positive or spiritual sort of books just to help lift us up. So I'm rattling away here. I just thought I'd have a little bit of a chat before we start. So anyway, that's all I was going to say with on feelings. But thank you again for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I hope it is bringing something into your life. I know I'm seeing some of the same names crop up each time, which is lovely. I really appreciate your support. But today is just really going to be a nice, I hope it's nice, I hope you like it. It's just a nice kind of slow flow that we can take our time doing, and just, just connect with your breath, move your body, and just kind of bring the mind into the body, because that's obviously what yoga is all about, trying to strengthen the connection between mind and body. So with that, let's get on to our mats. We are going to start in extended child's pose. So if you come onto your mat, you're going to sit back on your heels and reach your arms forward in front of you and rest your forehead on the ground. And if your forehead doesn't quite reach the earth yet, you can just stack your fists, a couple of stacked fists, and rest your forehead on the fists, or even have a pillow underneath your head, but just allow your head to rest on something. With the arms stretched in front of you, and your belly and your rib cage just folding over your thighs. Let your elbows just drop towards the ground. So you release through the shoulders, release the shoulder blades. And take 5 slow, deep breaths in and out here. Just take another slow, deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out through your mouth. And then very slowly come up onto all fours, onto hands and knees. With your knees under hips and hands underneath shoulders. Fingers spread nice and wide. And then just loosen your elbows just a little bit. Let's start with a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, look up the wall in front of you, let your belly dip down, shoulder blades slide down your back. And then as you exhale, round your tailbone under, arch up through the spine and draw the chin to the chest. And then on your inhalation, gently coming into the cow, belly dipping down, shoulders drawing back, and exhale round and tuck under. Just doing this 3 more times, moving nice and slow. Getting a little bit of space along the front and the back axes of your spine. Deep breath in as you look forwards. Long breath out as you tuck under. And then one more deep breath in and out, one more cat-cow. Oh, feels so nice. And then come back to a flat back, nice neutral spine. Now draw the belly up into your lower back. We need to engage the belly here just to help stabilise the pelvis and your sacrum. And we're going to lean onto your left hand and left knee and lift the right knee up to the side. From here, draw super big backward circles with that right knee, keeping your belly drawing towards the spine. Keep your gaze down to the floor and just get a little bit of movement into this ball and socket joint in your hip. Keep the belly lifted, nice slow movements, encouraging this joint to move in its full range of motion. One more slow deep breath and circle around, and then extend your right foot down to the end of your mat with a foot flat on the floor. Kickstand your left toes underneath you so the left heel is just pointing up to the ceiling, and then draw the right arm up and pointing up towards the ceiling or the sky. So your right foot is flat on the floor here to give you some support, and then pull your right arm overhead. So you have a beautiful deep stretch down the right side of the body. Oh, feels so good. Take some super deep breaths in and out. One more deep breath. Lovely. Circle that right hand back down to the ground. Square your hips towards the earth. And then take your right leg out to the right hand side. Let me turn and face you. Right leg is out to the right hand side, so your right ankle is in line with the right hip. Left toe is still tucked under like a little kickstand, and then inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, thread it underneath your chest and behind your left arm as you spin and look up towards the left. And then inhale, open the arm up, opening out through the chest. Exhale, spin it underneath. Inhale, lift the arm, open the chest, open the shoulder. And then exhale, thread it underneath. Just twice more, just starting by warming up, mobilizing the spine. Oh, dive it down under. And then one more time, inhale. Exhale, thread it under. Lovely. Inhale, unravel that arm, lift it up towards the ceiling. And then place it down on the floor underneath your right shoulder, más o menos, more or less. Step your right foot forward to the outside edge of your right hand, and then just bring the hips forward slightly, just opening through the left hip flexor, and then gently taking the hip back, opening through the right hamstring. Just gently rocking side, just forward and back, inhaling forwards, exhale back. Just another couple of times. I love the way this opens out the hips. Once more of each, forward and back. And back. Lovely. Bring that right knee back underneath you again. So we're onto tabletop position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And let's just do that all on the other side. So lift your left knee up out to the side. Draw the belly up in towards your back, and then draw super big circles with that left knee. Take your time, draw the knee forward, up and back. Think about the ball and socket joint in your left hip and how you're gently gliding these two joints, taking it through its full range of movement again. This isn't a movement we tend to do every day, so you might find that your hips have stiffened up a little bit. Just do what you can. Please keep the belly lifting up to your spine. Think about stabilising your sacrum and your pelvis. One more big circle round. Take it round and then extend that left leg back to the end of your mat with the left foot flat on the floor. And then lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Either look up towards the ceiling, opening out through your heart, your chest, your shoulders. Oh, lovely. Or pull that left arm overhead and just allow the spine to come into a little bit of a rainbow. Take some deep breaths in and out. Oh, left foot is flat on the floor to help ground you. Oh, one more deep breath in and out. Beautiful. Lower the left hand back down to the ground, face the floor. And then take the left leg out level with your left hip, more or less. Lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then thread that left arm underneath your chest, behind the right arm. And spin and look up towards the right side. Inhale, unravel, lift the arm up. Take the gaze up, open through the chest, the heart, the shoulder. And then exhale, twisting through the spine, helping with the mobility in your thoracic spine. Inhale, rise with the arm. Exhale, under. Inhale, last time. Exhale, wrap it underneath you, corkscrewing through the spine. And then inhale, lift that arm last time. Take a deep breath in. And then lower that left hand down to the ground as you breathe out. Now step that left foot forwards on the outside edge of your left hand. And just bend that left knee as you come forward, you're opening up through the hip flexor. And then as you exhale, glide your way back, open through the left hamstring. Don't go too strong on that hamstring. Doesn't matter if that left knee is bent, that would be an intelligent thing to do if you're tight on your hamstring. But inhale, coming forward, open through the right hip flexors, the psoas muscles. And then exhale, gently glide back. You can lift the left toes up if you wish, so you can keep that left knee bent a little bit. And then again, coming forward, inhale. Exhale back. Last time, coming forwards. And this time we're going to step back into downward facing dog. So lift the back knee up, stepping into downward dog. So your feet are about hip width, your hands are shoulder width. Let your head just hang between the arms. And let's all just gently pedal through your feet.
Lifting one heel high as you press the opposite heel to the ground, and just slowly move from one foot to the next. Just helping to stretch out through the soles of the feet, through the calves, the back of the knees, the hamstrings. And also just independently moving the left and right side of your pelvis. Oh, I love to do this movement in down dog. Okay, now come high up onto the balls of both feet. Your heels are lifted super high. You can bend the knees a little bit, remember. Lift the hips up even higher as we lengthen out through the spine and the arms. Keep your shoulder blades wrapped towards your underarms so we keep the upper back nice and broad. And then bend your knees deeply, drop your hips towards your heels. And then come forward into a rounded plank, so you start to straighten the legs, round up through the spine, coming forward into a plank pose. And then gently lower the knees down to the earth as we come into modified upward facing dog. Knees are down, toes are tucked under. Now suck the belly towards your back, drop your chin to your chest, round up through the spine, and sit back on your heels. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, begin to spring forward as you round through the upper back into a high plank, and then gently lower the knees down, lift the gaze, look forward into a modified up dog with the knees down, and then drop the chin to the chest, scoop the belly to your back, sit back on your heels, long spine, and then straighten both legs, come high up onto the balls of the feet, roll through your spine with a chin to the chest, knees down, modified upward facing dog. And then last time coming back, so drop the chin to the chest, suck the belly in, sit back on your heels, and then come back up into downward facing dog. Drop the heels towards the earth. Now the heels do not have to touch the ground, and you can keep your knees slightly bent here if this feels more comfortable in your body. Remember, listen to your body. It is more intelligent than we realise. And I am just a guide, so please let yourself or let your body be your teacher. From here, inhale, come forward into your plank pose again. Lower the knees to the earth. And then very gently roll down through your thighs, your pelvis, your belly, your chest. Come all the way down to the ground. Hopefully you can still see me. From here, flat on your belly, untuck your toes, have all 10 toenails touching the ground, and hands just underneath your shoulders. I'm going to come into Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. So from here, gently lift the head and shoulders away from the floor. We're just going to do a couple of low cobras. So gently lift the head and shoulders, press all 10 toenails down into the ground, and then exhale, slowly lower the belly and chest and forehead to the earth. Do that twice more. Inhale, peel the head up, lift the head and the chest, 10 toenails press down, and then exhale, roll back down. Now this time either come up the same height or come up a little higher if that would feel normal for you. But if you feel any compression, any uncomfortable compression in your lower back, please stay low in a low cobra. 10 toenails touching the earth. Take a deep breath in and out. And then exhale, roll back down. Now tuck all 10 toes under. We're going to sit back on the heels in extended child's pose, so hips on your heels and arms reaching forward, forehead to the ground. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths in and out here. One more breath. Feels so nice just to stretch through the spine. Okay, so from our extended child's pose, Inhale, come back up into downward facing dog. Make your way up there, knees lifting. Take a deep breath in here through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth with a loud sigh. Let's do it again. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then out with a sigh. Now on an inhalation, lift your right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step that right foot on the outside edge, of your right hand. So the right foot is on the outside of your right hand. Now bend the right knee deeply, so we come into this little low lunge. And then bend both elbows to the back of your mat. And then bring the heart and the chest up as if you're doing cobra pose. This is called jaguar pose. And then as you exhale, lift the hips up, we come back to pyramid pose. So hips are coming up, hands stay on the ground. And I said that right hand is on the inside edge of your right foot, pyramid pose. Inhale forward again to low lunge, bend that front knee. Jaguar once again, bend the elbows to the end of the mat, lower down. And then scoop the heart, the chest forward, inhale. Exhale, draw the hips back up into pyramid pose. One more time, inhale, come forward, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower down, scooping up for jaguar. And then exhale, hips draw up and back for pyramid pose. Lovely. Remember, front knee can be slightly bent if that's more comfortable for you. But we're going to inhale, lift the head and chest so the spine is long. And then exhale, bend the elbows, just gently fold down a little deeper. And then inhale, lift the head and chest, spine is long. Bend the elbows, just gently roll back down. One more time, lift the head and chest, look forward slightly. Bend the elbows and fold down. And then just holding here in pyramid pose for 3 slow, deep breaths. One more breath. Lovely. Bend deeply into your right knee once again, coming into low lunge. From here we're going to come into a skater's pose or skandasana. So walk your hands around to the inside. Spin on the ball of that back foot, so you're resting on the inside edge of your back foot. Right heel can be lifted up or heel on the ground, just depends on how you feel. Just staying here in a skater's pose, deep stretch through the inner thigh. And we can lift this left arm up as well, so lift the left arm up, look towards the ceiling. Oh, take a couple of breaths. Oh, opening up the side of our body again. Oh, lovely. Oh, beautiful. Lower the left hand down. I love side openings. And then walk your hands down to the end of your mat towards your left foot and do skater's pose on the left side. So bend the left knee deeply. Right leg now straight, toes pointing up. You can either keep both hands on the ground if you need that balance, or lift the right arm up towards the sky. And just lift the gaze, look up. Just feel the tips of your right fingertips lifting up. Find that little bit of extra length through the side of your body. Oh, take one more deep breath, my loves. Lovely. Lower the left hand down. Oh. And then walk your hands to the centre of your mat as you straighten both legs. And have all 10 toes pointing forward or out here to the left-hand side of your mat. Now either stay here with the arms straight, but we are all just going to bend the knees a little bit to take away that deep stretch out of your inner ligaments. Either stay here or bend the elbows and fold down, head towards the ground, into a wide leg forward fold. Keep your knees slightly soft, remember. And you can either keep your hands on the ground or lift them up behind your back and interlock the fingers, and then lift the knuckles up towards the ceiling. As you fold a little deeper, let the head just fall towards the ground. Keep those knees slightly soft. And lift the knuckles up towards the ceiling, so we lift the shoulders away from the ears. Take another couple of slow, deep breaths. One more deep breath in. Let it out through the mouth. And then lower the hands down to the ground. Straighten the arms, come up with a flat back. Lift the belly, long spine. And then walk the hands towards your right foot as you spin on the balls of both feet. Coming around to little low lunge. Keep your left hand on the floor, but lift the right arm up towards the sky. So have a little low lunge with this twist. And then circle that right arm back and down and round. Take the right arm back, down and round. Mobilizing through your shoulder joints, through the shoulder, the scapula. One more big circle round. And then bring that right hand down to the ground on the outside edge of your right foot and step back to plank pose. Standing back, stepping back into our plank pose. Kneeling plank is also an option. You can always place your knees down if you wish. But we're going to come down onto our knees, everybody. Actually, let's all go onto our knees. Roll the elbows in towards your rib cage. Keep your belly lifted to your spine and then slowly lower yourself, belly and chest down to the earth. Take your time and then untuck the toes. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. You come up as high or as low as you wish, inhaling as you rise. Exhale, roll back down. Now tuck all 10 toes under, suck your belly up away from the earth, and then press back up into down dog as you lift the hips nice and high. Fingers wide. Remember, the heels do not need to touch the ground. That might happen one day, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't happen today. Alrighty, inhale, lift that left leg up towards the sky. Come high up onto the ball of the right foot, so you lift the right heel up super high. Lift that left leg up towards the ceiling. And then step that left foot to the outside edge of your left hand. Lower your hips down a little bit, getting ready for jaguar pose on this side. So bend the elbows to the back of the mat. And then scoot the heart and chest forward as you come up like a little cobra pose. And then exhale, draw the hips up and back as you straighten that front leg into pyramid pose. Lovely. Inhale, coming forward for jaguar. Bend the elbows. Scooping the chest, the gaze, inhaling. Exhale, pyramid pose. Hips lift up and back. Again, inhale to your little jaguar. And then exhale, coming back up into pyramid pose. Holding pyramid here. Either hands stay on the floor on the inside of that left foot, or you can reach the hands even further forward and then fold down long and deep over your left leg, or just on the inside of that left leg. Take 3 slow, deep breaths as you draw your left hip back slightly, keeping that left knee slightly bent. Lovely long stretch through the spine, so keep your hips drawing up and back. One more deep breath. And then we're going to come into that little skater's pose once again. So bend the knee deeply. Now I'm going to turn around so I face you, otherwise I'll have my back to you, and I don't think that'll look so great. So you've walked your hands to the front end of your left foot. And then spin on the balls of the feet. Lift the right toes up, so we're in this little skater's pose again. The hands can stay on the floor, or you can lift that right arm up towards the ceiling if you like, or even lift both arms up for a little bit more of a challenge, a little bit more of a balance. Take one more slow, deep breath. And then lower the hands down and just walk the hands over towards the right side as you do little skater's pose on the right hand side. Remember, hands down, one arm up, both arms up. Whatever feels good for you, just enjoy, breathe. Oh, one more breath. And then lower the hands down on the inside of that right foot. We're going to spin around and face the front end of your mat again into a little low lunge. Bring the right hand on the outside edge of your right foot and then lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Oh, big cycles round with that left arm. One more big circle round. And then place the left hand down on the ground. Step back into plank pose. And from here, either knees, chest, chin to the floor and cobra. Or if your chaturanga is in your practice, coming into chaturanga, rolling over the toes into upward facing dog. And then we'll all meet back in down dog. Lovely. Take a deep breath in and out in downward facing dog. Breathe in through the nose, breathe it out through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in. Let that breath go. Beautiful, well done. Let's come high up onto the balls of your feet, so lift your heels super high. And then staying on the balls of the feet, start to slowly walk your feet forward to the top end of your mat. So it's almost like you've got high heels on. And see how far you can get. And then lower the heels to the ground as we come into ragdoll pose. So bend the knees a little here again. Hold opposite elbow. Let your head just drop down. Give the head a little shake. Maybe just gently bounce slightly. Just allow your spine, your back muscles to decompress. And then just find stillness. Just hang over your legs, let go of your head, your neck. Let your elbows just drip towards the ground. Remember, any lower back issues, always bend your knees and rest your belly and your rib cage on your thighs. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths. Okay, release your hands to the ground. Lift your belly and your chest up halfway. So hands can be on the ground or hands on the shins if that's more comfortable for you. But coming up halfway, take a deep breath in. Exhale, folding deep. Release the head. Now rooting through the feet, suck the belly to the spine. Let's rise on up. Roll up through the spine, lift the arms up overhead. Look up to the gaze, look up to your thumbs. And then exhale, hands down in front of your heart in chair prayer position. Just drop your chin towards your chest slightly. Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths in and out. So our yoga practice is an opportunity just for us to withdraw, to take a pause from whatever we were doing in our life that moment. It's an opportunity just for us to turn our attention inwards, to nurture ourselves, our health, our well-being. But at this moment, I'd like to ask you actually to think of somebody that you'd like to dedicate your practice to today. Maybe it's somebody who you haven't seen or spoken to for a little while. Or somebody who you know might even need some extra love and attention and good energy sent towards them right now. So think of who you'd like to dedicate your practice to. And I'd love you to look down in towards your heart and imagine that your heart is just softening and opening up right now. And I'd love you to send healing, happy energy out towards that person who you were just thinking of.
So wish them well, wish them happiness, send them good energy. One more deep breath. Lovely, thank you for doing that. Come to the top end of your mat. We're going to just go through a couple of rounds of sun salutation A. So feet are about hip width apart, arms down alongside us, standing in mountain pose. As you take your gaze forward, root through your feet and lengthen up through your legs, your spine, your neck. And then inhale, lift the arms up overhead, look up towards farther sky. Exhale, bend the knees, fold down and look towards Mother Earth. Inhale, come up halfway, fingers to the earth or hands on shins. Exhale, fold down deep and step back to plank pose. Taking a breath in plank. And exhale, lower down however you wish, either knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. And then inhale, come up to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, roll yourself back up to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, right foot steps forward, look forward, low lunge. And then exhale, left foot comes alongside the right, fold down deep. And then come all the way up as you press through the feet, belly is strong, arms overhead. And exhale, hands back down in front of your heart. Again, inhale, lift the arms up to further sky. Exhale, fold down deep to Mother Earth. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, folding deep, step back to plank. Taking a deep breath in a strong plank here. And then lower down however you wish. Cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, lift the hips, let the hips fly back up into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. And then step your left foot forward between the hands. Look forward, take a breath in. Suck the belly to your back and then let that right foot float forward. Fold down over your legs and then come all the way up. Inhaling, lifting the arms overhead. Palms together, exhale down in front of your heart. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Come up halfway, head and shoulders rise, breathe in. Exhale, fold down. Step back into plank pose. Taking a deep breath in and a strong plank. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, rising in up dog or cobra. And then exhale, hips flying back up to down dog. Take 3 slow, deep breaths in and out here. Let your head just hang between the arms. Taking a deep breath in, long breath out. And again, deep breath in, breath out. Inhale, let your right leg lift up towards the sky. Step the right foot to the outside edge of your right foot. Sorry, so your right foot outside of your right hand. Jaguar pose again, bend the elbows to the back end of your mat. And then scoop the heart and the chest up as you breathe in. Exhale, back to pyramid pose, hips lift up and back. Fold down. Come forward again into Jaguar, bend the front knee, bend the elbows. Inhale, rising, lifting the gaze. Exhale, back to pyramid. Nice. One more time. Inhale, come forward, bend the knee, bend the elbows, lower down and scoop up, breathing in. Exhale, back to pyramid pose. Take a deep breath in and out in pyramids. And then bend your front knee deeply again. Bring your right hand about 6 inches in front of that right foot. We're setting ourselves up here for half a moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana.
So draw the belly up to your spine, hop all of your weight up onto your right hand and right foot, and then notice that left leg wants to just start to float upwards. Let it float up. Either keep your left hand on the floor or lift the left arm up towards the ceiling and turn your gaze towards the left. Now left toes are drawing back towards you. It's almost like you're stamping your heel, your left heel into the wall. Lift up through the left fingertips so we don't sink heavy onto that right arm. Take a deep, deep breath in and out. Lovely. We're going to lower that left foot to the back end of your mat, ready for warrior two. So left foot comes down, lift the arms up for warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Taking a couple of breaths, shoulders stacked over the hips. Lovely, and then inhale, straighten your front leg, getting ready for Trikonasana. Before we come down to triangle, reach that right arm forward so we open up and lengthen through the right side of the body, and then bring the right hand onto the shin or the inside of that right leg, or even onto your right toes if that's where you normally would go to. Left arm shoots straight up to the ceiling, so the left hand's in line with the left shoulder. And you imagine you're doing this up against the wall, so you want your shoulders and as much of your back as possible to touch this wall behind you. Root down through both feet. That doesn't mean scrunch your toes up, it just means drop down through the soles of the feet. And then gently lengthen out through the spine so the crown of the head telescopes forward towards the top of your mat. Lovely. Take another couple of slow, deep breaths. Deep breath in, long breath out. One more breath. You're going to come up on an inhalation, but draw the belly back in towards your spine. Lift back up to warrior two, so front knee bends. And then reverse the warrior, left hand on back leg, right arm pulls overhead. Oh, lovely, lovely side bend again. And then inhale, come back up and cartwheel your hands either side of your front foot. As you spin on the board of that back foot and lift the left. I'm just going to turn so I can face you so I can show you a little bit better. So you can either keep the left hand on the ground and just lift the right arm up as we've done before, and circle that right arm up, forward and back as we've done a couple of times. Or you can keep the right arms reaching straight up to the sky and spin all 10 toes out to the right hand side of your mat. So I'm resting on the knife edge, the outer knife edge of my left foot. So my left toes are pointing out to the right, and I've spun my right foot. Hopefully you can see, I'm trying to get into camera angle here. So all 10 toes facing the right hand side. And then we can do a posture which is called Shiva pose. I've taught this in my class before, so hopefully if you've been to my classes you would have seen this. What Shiva pose is, you lower your hips to the ground, you lower the right hand down the back of your left leg, and as you inhale, lift the hips, circle the right arm overhead, like you're drawing a rainbow, that right arm. And then as you exhale, take the arm back, lower the hips slightly, so a good stretch for the outer edge of your right hip. Inhale, let the hips rise, arms arc. One more time, exhale, hips down. Well done, lovely. Inhale, lift the arm back up. Lower the right hand to the ground. Spin all 10 toes towards the front of your mat again and step back into downward facing dog. Lovely, well done. And then gently lower both knees down to the earth, landing ever so gentle. Sit back on your heels with all 10 toes tucked under if you can. Just take a couple of breaths. Now if your toes are not comfortable sitting back, we even want even the little pinky toes to be tucked under. So if your toes are not comfortable sitting back, you can do this with the hips away from the heels, so there's less pressure, of course, on the toe joints. So you decide which one's better for you. But I thought we'd do a little shoulder stretch here because a few of you might be doing a lot of work from home with your arms in front of you and you're collapsing through your front of your chest maybe.
So lift the left arm up towards the sky. Bring the left hand down between your shoulder blades. And then the right hand, a couple of options. You can bring the right hand on top of the left elbow, and that might be enough for you as you just open out through the left shoulder. Or some of you I know are going to be able to take that right hand around behind you and bring the fingertips either to gently clasp or just bring the fingers towards one another. Look straight ahead. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. One more breath. Beautiful. Release the hands. Slide the hands along your mat. Coming into tabletop position. So shoulders over hands, knees under hips. Untuck those toes. And if you want to give the toes a little bit of a bang, just wakes them up a little bit. Lovely. Let's just do that little cycle. One more cycle on the other side and then come down to the ground. So tuck the toes under, lift up into downward facing dog. Oh, lovely. And then inhale, let your left leg lift up towards the sky. Come high up onto the ball of that right foot, so lift your right heel up as high as you can. And then lift the left toes up even higher towards the sky. Lovely. Now come forward into plank pose and step that left foot onto the outside edge of your left hand. Getting ready for Jaguar 3 times. So bend the elbows, lower the chest, inhale, roll up. Exhale, pull the hips back for pyramid pose. Inhale, come forward to low lunge. Little Jaguar pose, inhaling, deep breath in. Exhale, hips back and up. One more time, inhale, come forward, bend the elbows. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, hips fly back. Lovely. Inhale, come forward to that low lunge again, setting ourselves up this time for half moon. So left hand comes onto the ground about 6 inches in front of your left foot. Hop up onto the left foot, left hand, and then let that right leg just float up towards the sky. Now you can keep your right fingertips on the floor if you wish, or if you're feeling steady and balanced, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling and turn and look to your right as you press through that right heel and turn the right toes in towards you. Belly drawing in. Beautiful. Keep that right leg lifted. Toes drawing in. One more slow deep breath. And then very slowly lower the right foot to the end of your mat. Land very lightly, very lightly. I heard that. Warrior 2. Sorry about my back to you here. Coming into Warrior 2. Taking a couple of breaths. Lovely. One more breath. And then inhale, straighten that front leg. Trikonasana. Reach through your left arm, lengthen the left side of your body, and then lower the left hand down to your shin, inside of the leg, or holding onto the big toe if that's your normal practice. Now root down through both feet. Remember, you're imagining that you're doing this against the wall, so draw the right shoulder back, draw that right hip back ever so slightly, and then once you've rooted through the feet, telescope up, out through your spine. Try and keep your neck in line with the spine, so don't drop the head. And just gently reach up through the fingertips. Keep your body weight drawing upwards, not down, sinking onto that left leg. One more slow deep breath. And then inhale, lift yourself up, coming into Warrior 2, so bend the front knee. Reverse Warrior, right hand touches back leg, left arm pulls back overhead. Beautiful. Inhale, let's cartwheel the arms down either side of your front foot. And then just spin on the ball of the back foot so your right heel points up to the ceiling. And then inhale, lift the left arm up to the sky. Now remember, you can stay here, circling the arm, or if you wanted to try a little Shiva's pose, this is where you would spin all 10 toes out to the left. So now I'm balancing on the outside edge of my right foot. And then take the left hand down the back of your mat so as you drop your hips slightly. Inhale, pull the left arm overhead as you come into a little arc with the arm. You can carry on doing this a few times, lowering the hips and then lifting the hips up as you draw a little arc. Or some of you might even want to take hold of that big toe, take a little peace fingers, 2 fingers around the left big toe, and then coming up into a little, ooh la la, into a little modified side plank. Wherever you are, draw the left foot forward again if you did come into a little plank. Step back into downward facing dog. And then gently lower both knees to the earth. Sit back on your heels. Let's do that little shoulder stretch on the other side. So remember, sitting back on your heels, or if you prefer to do it in a high kneeling version, that's totally fine. But lift the right arm up. Bring the hand down between the shoulder blades. Left hand can rest on top of the right elbow. And you can just hold here as you stretch through the shoulder. Or as I said, some of you may be able to take the left hand around behind you and bring the hands together, either lightly clasping the fingers or just reaching the fingers towards one another. And then look straight ahead. Now that right arm is away from the neck and away from the head, so please don't press that right arm against the back of your head. Be mindful of your neck there. Take a couple of lovely juicy breaths. One more breath. Lovely, beautiful. Release your hands. Bring them down onto the mat. And from here we are going to slide the hands along the mat and come down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Just take a couple of breaths in and out here. Maybe you want to turn your head to one side so you rest on your cheek. Just take a couple of breaths. Just allow your body just to absorb everything you've done so far. And then turn your head, look forward once again. We're going to come into a little cobra pose here. So hands underneath the shoulders, elbows are pointing up and back. And then on an inhalation, lift the head and shoulders away from the ground. You come up as high as you wish. So please don't jam your spine, just come up. We've all got different flexibilities in our spines. If you need to stay low, that's totally fine. And then exhale, roll back down. Now either come up again into cobra, or trying a little different back bend called locust pose, Salambhasana, interlocking your fingers, stretching the knuckles down the back of your legs, and just lift the shoulder heads up away from the floor. Now either the feet stay on the floor or feet float up, it's your choice. Keep the gaze forward, reach through the balls of the feet, keep the spine nice and long. Just take another couple of breaths. Feet can be down, remember, if you prefer. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Release the hands either side of you. Turn your head to one side. Take a rest, take a breath. Now either stay here having a little rest, or if you wanted to come up into another back bend, we're going to come up into a Dhanurasana or wheel pose. But if you prefer to do cobra again or any other back bend that's appropriate for you, then please do. But if you've done wheel pose before, bend the knees so the feet coming towards you. Reach back, take hold of the outside of your ankles, and then looking straight ahead, as you inhale, lift the head and shoulders up. Press the ankles into the hands to stretch through the front of the shoulders.
And it's your choice. You can lift the knees up if you wish, or you can keep the thighs on the floor. Please listen to your lower back. If there's too much compression, then maybe you've got to lower down. Just take another couple of slow breaths. Pressing the ankles into the hands. One more breath. And then lower the legs, release the feet. Hands underneath your shoulders and press back into child's pose. Stretching your back out after those little back bends. So sit back on the heels, arms stretched out in front of you. Take some breaths in and out there as you just feel your spine beginning to release. Take some deep breaths in and out of the back of your rib cage. Another couple of slow breaths. Lovely. Okay. Lift your hips away from your heels. Just move your knees towards your feet, towards your hands rather, sorry. And lower down onto your left cheek and take your right leg out to the side. So we have the left foot in towards your centre line. Right leg out to the side. Now bring your right hand to the outside edge of your left upper thigh, or even if you can rest your right hand on your left foot, that's good. But just bring the hand to the upper thigh, not down by your knee, because you won't be able to do what we're going to do next. Bring the hand to the outside edge of the thigh or onto the foot. And then inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, pull yourself down your left leg. Oh, lovely. Gently draw the left shoulder back so your heart, your belly, your gaze looks out to the side or even up to the ceiling. Take a few slow, deep breaths. And again, just feel your lower back beginning to lengthen and open. One of my absolute favourite things to do is deep side stretches. You probably guessed by now. Just take another couple of slow, deep breaths. So in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in. And let that breath go. Lovely. Inhale, slowly lift the left arm back up. Oh, how does that feel? Ooh la la. Now spin and face your right leg. So left leg stays where it is, right leg stays where it is. You're just spinning the chest and the belly. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slide and walk the hands down either side of that right leg. And just gently round through your spine, drop your gaze towards the knee. And let the back of your head be super relaxed. Still taking those lovely, slow, deep breaths. One more deep breath. And then walk your hands back up towards you. Feels good, huh? And then take your left hand to the outside edge of your left thigh. So left hand on the floor. Right arm reaches up. And then we're going to lift the hips up and just rest on your left shin as we open out through the right side. Oh, lovely. And then lower the hips down to the floor. Oh. All right, change the legs around. So right leg in, left leg out to the side. Take your left hand to the outside edge of your right upper thigh or rest it on the foot. And inhale, lift the right arm up. And then exhale, pull yourself over your left leg. Remember, draw that right shoulder back slightly. Keep your gaze out to the side or even up towards the ceiling slightly. But just taking some slow breaths as we just give the side of our body just a little bit of time here to open up. Let us back in. Creating some space maybe in areas of the body that you haven't opened for a little while. One more deep breath.
Lovely. Inhale, come back up. Beautiful, well done. Now spin, face your left foot or your left leg, so hands either side of the left leg. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. And then exhale, walk or slide your hands down either side of that left leg. And just come to a place where you feel a comfortable stretch in your back. And then we're going to drop the chin to your chest. Let the back and the neck relax. And hold here for 3 slow, deep breaths. So deep breath in. Let it out with a heavy sigh. Deep breath in. Let it go. One more time. Oh, lovely. Walk the hands back up towards you. Oh, I didn't realise how tight I am in my back. Bring the right hand down to the ground, to the outside edge of your right foot. Lift the left arm up towards the sky. And then lift the hips up, resting on your right shin. Pull the left arm overhead. Beautiful. Lower the seat back down to the ground. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Ready for Baddha Konasana. Little cobbler's pose. The soles of feet together. Holding onto the shins or the ankles, wherever you can. Inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, take the elbows forward and again round through your back as you drop the chin to the chest and let your forehead just sink towards your feet. Chin to chest, back of neck nice and long. After all the movement today, see if you can now just have a few moments of stillness. Let your head be super heavy. One more deep breath. And very slowly lift the head and shoulders back up. Oh, lovely. Bring the knees together, feet flat on the floor. And then reach your arms in front of you. And very slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Super, super slow. Use the abdominal muscles to slow you down. Don't land heavy with a thump. Take it gentle. Beautiful. Arms down beside you. And then lift both knees up over your hips. Take your arms into cactus arms. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop the knees over to the left. The knees and the feet over to the left. So let the knees find the floor. Let the feet find the ground. And you can turn your head, look towards your right arm, right shoulder. Try and keep your knees in line with your belly button. And just release through your back, through your shoulders. Take some deep breaths in and out, just let go. One more deep breath in and out. And then drawing the belly towards the spine, inhale, lift the knees up above your hips. And exhale, drop them over to your right side, knees and feet touch the floor. And turn your head towards the left. And just let go on this side. Arms in cactus. Knees heavy. Just let go of your shoulders, your belly. Knees are level with the belly button, remember. One more deep breath in and out. And then inhale, lift the knees back up over your hips. Hug the knees with your arms. Draw the knees towards your chest, stretch through the lower back. And then slide your feet and your legs down along the floor. Bring your arms down alongside you and come and rest in Shavasana. a lovely deep relaxation after your hard work today, opening your body, moving, swaying, mobilizing your joints, stretching, lengthening your muscles, massaging your inner organs and glands. All that lovely deep breathing, you've increased the volume of oxygen coming into your body. You've probably soothed your mind, your heart. And here in Shavasana, I'd like you to remember again that person that you wanted to dedicate your practice to today. Soften the muscles in and around your heart and feel your heart begin to open once more. And send feelings of pure health, happiness and joy to that person. Visualize them in your mind's eye receiving this beautiful gift from you to them. Now stay here as long as you want to or need to. But otherwise roll over onto one side and gently press yourself up, coming into any comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra or prayer hands. Take your shoulder heads back slightly and then let your shoulder blades slide down your back as you relax your neck, your face and the skin around your brain. Drop your head down into your heart center once again. May the peace of yoga stay with you. I wish you peace in your hearts. I wish you peace in your minds. And I wish you peace in your bodies always. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you once again for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all about anything we've done today or any yoga postures, then maybe just drop me a little message via Facebook or WhatsApp and I'll try my best to answer it for you. But thank you so much for joining me, and I hope the rest of your afternoon and evening is good. All right. Give love to the people that you share your house with, or people that you could phone and speak to. So anyway, coming towards the front of the mat. Speak to you soon and continue to take care. Love you all. Bye bye.